Hi, I'm Lindsay Hanahan, and I'm joined by Kristen Robles today, who's going to help me show you some fun things to do on the Tweener Bar PLUS. So first, our setup with the Tweener Bar PLUS is usually going to involve being a little bit further away from the ladder with the unit than ordinary. So you can see we're about 4 or 6 inches off the ladder right here. We're going to start with a setup of the motor on its lightest pull, which is 3 pounds, and we've got her on blue for her carts. So I'm going to ask Kristen to step up, holding on to the motor. You can hold the motor or the ladder in any rung that feels comfortable. And from here, she's just going to do a couple hoofs to feel comfortable with what she's doing. And once the person feels stable, I'm going to ask that she grabs her left hand to her little handle there, and she's just going to do her right leg and her left arm, and she's going to start working this posterior sling right here. So she has to maintain all her stability in her hoof and add this challenge of a resistance on this exercise, which we're calling hoof pull. So as she hoofs and pulls, she's getting this work and she's working that standing leg. Now, she could obviously do that on the other side, but we're going to go right to the next thing. She's going to hold both handles. She's going to press both handles back and stabilize with both handles. So now she's no longer held onto the ladder. She's finding her own stability, and then she's going to try to hoof holding both of those motor arms. So pulling on both of those handles and hoofing at the same time for our hoof pull with both arms. Now, she's going to add a little difficulty by allowing her arms to go forward and back. So they're going to go forward when she starts. As she hoofs, she'll pull back. And so she's adding that dynamic that she's now moving her arms with her legs, but because it's 2 arms, it's still a little more stable. And then she's going to start switching to opposite arm and leg. She's going to hoof with one arm, with one foot, and pull the other arm backwards. This is her most challenging position. Okay, beautiful. So now she's working both of her posterior slings. She's having to work on her full standing stability. And if she would for any reason feel uncomfortable, she can immediately grab onto the ladder because it's still here. Things I want to point out that would change the dynamic, as I said, we started with the 3 pounds on the motor. If we would up that, it turns out that going to more of 6 pounds or even especially 9 pounds, even for a beginner, gives them a lot of stability. They have to engage their lats and find their upper body and then work their lower body. So increasing the motor does make it easier for that initial feeling, but also harder to work the lats. So you can play with all of this dynamic. Again, if we lighten up the hoof on the bottom, that will actually make her a little less stable because she's a little more stable with this instability in her arms. So that is hoof pull.